Fat Buds, a J&J production.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fat Buds. Today we have a nice, very special guest on for us. This man's performed at the of the Helium Comedy Club, Louisville Comedy Club. He's the host of Nerd News channel, right? The YouTube channel, yep, YouTube channel Nerd News. He has a fantastic head of hair. I'm jealous of it. I cry on the inside and outside every time I see his hair. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Waltz.
There you go.
Yeah, good job here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming out, man.
Of course. Yeah, I am jealous of your hair. It is a beautiful set of hair. How do you get that?
Just over time, really. Just don't cut it. Save money during COVID.
Yep.
And after about 3 years, you'll get there.
Yeah. Do you have like any special hair routine? Any
No.
shampoo, conditioner? You just go in there.
Kirkland Signature, baby.
There you
That's
go.
Costco.
Costco brand. Wake up. The only effort that I put into it is I don't shampoo every day, but I condition every day.
Okay.
And I shampoo like every third day. And that was just because somebody that I know that deals with hair was complaining about it.
Yeah.
So I just started doing that.
Right.
But anybody that knows anything about hair knows that it's just ratty shit. It's just not good. It's just,
It's just there.
Yeah.
Where we do.
Yeah.
Oh, Jared's taking notes over here like it's going to come back for him.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go start Four Hymns. You guys heard those on the other major podcast, right? Like they have. That's a major sponsor for all podcasts now.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna give it a try. I'm tired of my widow peaks and I cry every time I see somebody with great hair that's the same age as me.
Hello, old boy over there. See his locks?
Yeah, everybody in this room right now.
I heard that it's based on your mom's dad, like your grandpa on your mom's side.
Yeah.
If they had hair, then you'll have hair. I've always heard that that's like the rule of thumb.
I've heard that too. My grandpa has a decent set of hair. I mean, he's like almost 80, and I mean, he has hella widow peaks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they like almost touch the middle of his head.
Oh, damn.
But like, he still has hair up top.
Yeah. Then the second rule is if you've started losing your hair by 30, you will have no hair. But if you've kept your hair up till 30, chances are you'll have it the whole time.
Oh, I'm rocking. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
Unless some terrible shit goes down in the next 4 years, I'm fucking going solid.
Easy on the stress.
Yeah. I got a lot of gray hairs. I got gray hairs coming in. That's fun.
I had to lay off the hats. I really would. I would wear a hat, and I would notice every single time I'd pull it off, there'd be like 4 or 5 little hairs stuck in the little brim part of it.
Oh, yeah. You wear snapbacks? You that kind of guy?
No, I'm only a fitted hat kind of guy.
Yeah. I wore hats exclusively until I started to grow my hair out.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I didn't have hair. I mean, I kept it completely buzz cut until COVID, basically.
Yeah.
Or I guess like 6 months before COVID.
Did you have like a barber and stuff?
No,
no set barber.
Yeah, just had my mom buzz it. So.
Yeah. That's a good call. I cut my own shit. I mean, why waste it? I mean, nobody can tell.
Yeah.
I don't cut my own hair. I can't fade. I don't have the eyesight for it.
Every time he tries to cut his own hair, he ends up going skinhead.
I end up fucking it up somehow.
Yeah.
It's happened twice now.
And each time he always cuts his goatee off.
Yeah.
He only leaves the mustache. I'm like, you got to quit doing that.
Yeah, I can't grow facial hair at all, even if I tried.
Really?
Like if I grunt and squint, I can't do it.
Yeah.
No facial hair.
Not even if you stand in like the coldest refrigerator.
No, it's just a strip like right under here.
Yeah.
And that's the worst look. Especially in like the career I'm trying to build with nerd stuff.
Yeah.
You can't just do the neck stuff. You can't.
You can't have a
You
neck
cannot.
beard.
There's too many neck beards out there. You don't want to compete either,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, one fedora away from a milady, and that's not happening. That's not doing it.
You don't want to wear leather wrist cuffs?
But yeah.
That's the type of stuff that would get you into LARPing. You into that?
Yeah, I've done LARPing before. Every year at Gen Con, I always try and do like 1 or 2 LARPing things. I just don't really know where it's going on downtown.
Yeah.
But it's super fun.
I used to LARP back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
It's a
in
great
Lebanon.
time.
I've never
Did I ever
done
tell
it.
you that?
No, I've never done LARPing. I feel like I'd be interested in it. Like, are you into the LARPing where you actually go and like hit people with the sword?
Oh,
and
yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Oh, it's badass. I did it for like all the weekends. So I think I was like 12 when I started, you know? And I
There's like
stopped doing it.
12-year-olds out there?
Yeah.
Probably.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, meleeed by a big
Yeah.
fucking adult. Just fucking whacked.
Fuck them kids.
He's like, it's just part of the game. And there's like a pool noodle with PVC on the inside, wrapped in duct tape, wrapped in cloth.
Oh, yeah.
It's like getting smacked with a fucking police baton. And it hurts like a motherfucker.
Nice.
And this
It is pretty
fucker's just
fun.
popping the side of the ear with a sword that's like this wide.
Yeah.
And it's like, thanks, Robert. Sorry, Valdar.
Yeah. No, I've always just done the Gen Con stuff. So
Yeah.
I've never like went to events or anything like that.
Yeah.
That and the Jedi Academy thing, I always thought that was pretty fun.
What's that?
You've never seen the Jedi Academy?
Uh,
They come to Gen Con every year, and it's basically like lightsaber training. Because like I don't know how into Star Wars you guys are,
I've seen them all.
but
Well, a couple of the new ones I haven't seen.
so like, did you know that there's lightsaber forms? Like, there's different forms of combat that were created for Star Wars, and like you can point to different Jedi. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi, I know uses Form 3, which is the defensive style, and like Count Dooku uses Form 2.
Dang.
You can go to the Jedi Academy and learn the
Okay.
forms that are taught in like the Legends
This is
Star
wild.
Wars shit. It's wild.
yeah, that's deep. That's real deep
But
into
yeah.
it.
Because I went and signed up for like a Form 5 lesson because I was like, because I'm really I used to be really into Star Wars before Disney.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I was all into that shit, and I signed up for the Form 5 because that's Darth Maul, Darth Vader. It's like the Sith one, and I was like, yeah, they'll figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into the guys that all spin the shit. You know, like
Yeah.
I want to be those guys.
Yeah.
Intense fucking fights.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I love about it. The action. None of that like his parents died.
Yeah.
But I was like, we've seen it. Batman's been around a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And but I love it. The action's insane, especially like those plane races they do.
Yeah.
And
Just like that.
intense. Yeah, that's how it sounds. That
Yeah.
was a spot on impression.
Yeah, their budget wasn't as expensive as they thought it was.
Yeah.
That was the guy doing the sound effects. Pew, 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 pew.
It's crazy when you like see the articles for like the first movie and all like the corners he cut and the stuff he did. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
and I don't know how this turned out as good as it did.
Yeah.
Then you watch it in high definition and you're like,
What's the guy's name that voiced Darth Vader? What was it?
James Earl Jones?
Yeah, James Earl Jones. Sorry, I'm terrible with names.
No, it's all
yeah,
good.
yeah. You know, he only got paid like $10,000
Yeah.
to do the voice of Darth Vader. Isn't that crazy?
that's why.
It sounds crazy now, but if you're looking in hindsight, they're not using his face. They're
Right.
only using his voice. And
Right.
it was before it was super popular.
Yeah.
So like trying to keep that into perspective, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, like James Earl Jones was a big name. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. And like,
There's not many people that don't know him though. you
Yeah.
know?
yeah.
That's
Apparently, I didn't
that's
remember
amazing.
his name.
I
but-
mean Darth Vader, Mufasa.
Yeah, that's what I said. You just listed two of the
Yeah.
best names ever. The guy from Sandlot,
Yeah.
the blind guy who
Yeah.
has all the
Yeah.
Babe Ruth balls.
No one's
Yeah.
beating that.
Yeah.
No,
Not
you can't.
Denzel. Not anybody.
Disney ruined Star Wars for you though.
So they didn't immediately. I will stand by that Rogue One, which was the
Yes.
first movie that Disney did,
That's the one
Yeah.
I've seen.
was great.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite Star Wars movies, and they took the source material. And I think they did a really good job. They built it well. But as soon as they were like, I don't think we're gonna do legend stuff. We're just gonna do our own things.
Yeah,
It immediately kind of fell apart.
yeah,
Like Episode 7 was fine. It was a lot of fanfare, big like, oh, the new Death Star, or like this is the new, thing.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
yeah,
The Last Jedi just destroyed it for me. Like
Yeah.
I've said that it's not just a bad Star Wars movie, it's just a bad movie. Like even if it wasn't Star Wars, the plot makes zero sense.
yeah.
And then it just kept getting worse.
Yeah.
I think The Mandalorian and Andor are the only two things worth a damn that Disney's done.
Yeah.
It's like the Fast and Furious, just trailing off at this point. It's like
Yeah.
about
Just
cars.
stop. Just
Yeah.
stop.
It's okay.
It's not that. It doesn't need to be that fast.
Yeah.
And that furious.
The main guy died. They should have cut it off then. That would have
Yeah.
been the perfect ending.
Wait, the main guy died?
Yeah, Paul Walker.
Oh, I thought Vin Diesel was the main guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It depends on who you ask.
Oh,
You
okay.
know. I mean,
Yeah.
they start following both of them in the very beginning.
Oh, okay.
You know. I've only seen the first 7 Fast and Furious. I don't
Oh,
know.
only the first 7? Yeah.
I don't think I've even seen that.
What is there?
many.
14 of them now?
I've seen maybe 3.
I think it was Fast 10 was the
I was
newest
about
one.
to say, in all reality, I think it is
Yeah.
10.
Yeah. I can't talk shit about Fast and Furious though, because the Saw movies
Yeah.
are one of my favorite horror franchises,
Yeah.
and they just released Saw.
I mean,
10.
how
Yeah,
did
it's dragging
that
on.
guy-
I saw it on the queue last night. I was like, man, I should watch this. I'm like, yeah.
How was-
10, bringing it back, like
Yeah.
4 through like.
I need more Final
9?
Destinations. That's what I need.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not
that
gonna
was my
lie,
shit.
I don't watch horror movies, but how do
Yeah.
you get away with 10 times of doing that? You know?
Very dedicated fan base.
Yeah.
The Exorcist people are still kicking too.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really.
There's like, I think there's been at least 6 new movies.
But
in the
there's
last
like
10
a lot
years.
of horror movie franchises. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
And some of them are shit.
I think it started in the 80s because it was like,
Halloween.
Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, like all of them have a baker's dozen movies.
Yeah.
And they just keep rehashing and redoing all of it. It's like when you go from like Jason Voorhees, right? In the first movie, it wasn't even him, it was his mom.
Yeah.
And then in the second movie, it's him. He doesn't even get the hockey mask till like the third movie. And then by 7, it's like Jason takes Manhattan. It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are we talking about right now?
It's so gentrified now.
Where was he sleeping? The East River? You know, where the fuck's this
like-
guy sleeping at?
Yeah, and like 2/3 of the movie takes place on a boat to get to Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing?
Fucking immigrating right now? Is this how this works?
Yeah, it's like he's been to hell, he's been to space. Like, what are we talking about?
Now he's going to live in a 1-bedroom studio apartment in New York City.
We're in 1600. Can he make it working at Burger Chef?
Yeah. No, I don't know. I just feel it's like all the other franchises. Like, I wish they never would have done a second Space Jam. Everybody asked for it, but
I don't think anybody asked for it.
I've never seen it.
really.
Yeah.
Everybody asked for it with Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
anybody was like, man, I would just kill for LeBron James
Yeah.
in a shitty animated movie.
I want
Yeah.
a 70. I want a 75-year-old MJ out there just breaking a hip.
Is that how old he is?
He's gotta be.
No, he's only like almost 60, right? I think he's like 61.
I bet he's
62.
touching 70.
Yeah.
Really?
I think Larry
I
Bird's
mean,
like
it was only the
73.
90s. Yeah, Larry Bird was
How old is he?
early 80s, the
60.
60?
Okay.
Yeah,
That's not
see,
bad.
Sorry,
yeah,
Michael,
I know.
my bad.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Michael Jordan, Space Jam was such a good movie because of how self-aware it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the movie started with him being shitty at baseball. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I know where we're at.
We're coming back to it.
Yeah. I love how they just bring it all back. The second one, it's like...
I never saw
never
the
seen
second one.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of it. So that's what I'm saying. Nobody asked for it. Nobody asked for it.
Especially not from this generation. Maybe
Yeah.
the 10-year-olds that like LeBron, you know.
Well, I think that's kind of what they were trying to do, is that the people that liked Space Jam are now having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they were banking on, like, oh, all these people that grew up with this will now have another one to watch with their kids.
Yeah.
I think that's what Disney's banking on, and it's kind of failing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
'Cause,
It's
like-
a terrible move.
Yeah, which it made sense for the first couple. Like, I loved Monsters, Inc.
Yeah,
And then they
straight
came
up.
out with the second one where they were in college and it was
Yeah.
younger.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. But they were clearly pandering towards, like, oh, I watch this, I'll take my kids to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like The Incredibles 2 that I waited 10 years for to come out.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
I almost fought a little girl for a seat when Finding Dory came out.
Oh, yeah.
No shit. I've never seen
We
that
went
either.
to the IMAX theater and watched that shit in 3D.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how fancy we got.
Yeah, I never saw Finding Dory. I thought Finding Nemo was fine.
Yeah,
it
I
was
mean,
okay.
It was more because I was married.
Oh, okay.
Well, I am married still.
Yeah.
Don't let me. I mean, it was a whole
First
incident.
wife out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still the first one. But no, I mean, I just kind of went.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything that I was like into.
Mm.
Yeah, I watch enough kids movies as it is now.
No.
So
That makes sense if you got kids.
yeah, it's no fun.
You don't have kids yet?
No, I don't have
Good
kids.
call.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
But
The guy.
the Disney adult phenomena is really weirdly concerning to me.
Oh, like
Yeah.
when they go to Disney World?
And they don't have kids or anything. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's weird.
I understand if you like Disneyland, but if you're a grown ass adult and
Yeah.
you're like Mickey ears full on,
Yeah.
I go to Disneyland every year.
Bracelets, name tags. Oh, yeah.
I have a bit.
Like,
Well,
oh yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, I really do wear that. If they did Chris Hansen spent one day
Yeah.
at Disney, he'd have a full season of the Catch a Predator.
Oh, yeah. Just
Straight up. I mean, he really would.
Pulls the Mickey head off.
Yeah.
Have a seat for me.
I don't necessarily know if it's that or it's just people that never grew up. Like
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
people that had to deal with that transition from like kid to adult.
Yeah.
So the hardship never really kind of happened.
I just
so
heard like
they're
their
just-
dad wasn't blue collar. That's what I heard.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Your dad didn't beat the kid out of you.
I guess it's more of like a struggle thing because like
Yeah.
you know if you had to struggle a little bit or this or that or like you got to focus on your own bills or things like that, the kid stuff kind of phases out. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel hypocritical because like I'm trying to make an entire company around nerd stuff, like so,
Yeah.
you know, like
Hey,
Dungeons
it's
and
working.
Dragons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like I think there's a clear difference though between making it your like personality and who you are as an individual,
Yeah.
and recognizing where as an adult you fit into this like
Crazy.
cultural thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have never been to Disney.
Never?
No,
I've never been
I
either.
feel like it would be a
What?
cultural shock for me.
Yeah.
Like you said, like all these adults running around with the Mickey Mouse ears and shit.
Oh my
like,
god, here he comes.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
dude in a costume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah. In my head, I want to go one time just to say
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
But
I went when I was a
probably-
kid.
Yeah.
but-
Well, that's the thing. I'm gonna have kids first and then go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not a weirdo.
Yeah, we're right. Well,
Yeah.
I fully plan on having a family and kids at some point. It's
Yeah.
just it hasn't happened yet.
yeah.
Hey, takes time.
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean,
9 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it can happen kind of like that, to be honest with you. So,
Yeah.
That ain't no shit. Sometimes it can happen back to back to you.
yeah, sometimes
Happened to my brother.
you drink too many margaritas and here they're gonna come out, man. Next
Yeah.
thing you know, it's like, it's not good call though. Wait, yeah.
It's a solid move.
Yeah, it is. It is. I've been watching a lot of Disney shit here lately. I wish they would slow down on the Avengers stuff.
I'm done with Marvel.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got so oversaturated with it. I just had to tune
Well,
out.
it just took off, and that's like all they do now. If you get on Disney Plus, that's like all it is. Marvel shit. You know, there's always a new Thor or fucking
Or Loki series.
Yeah, something stupid like that.
I think what they should have done is after Endgame, just been like 3 years no Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know that they probably wouldn't have made as much money because people still buy it. I can't deny that. But I think if they would have just waited like 3 years, and then fired back with just some baller shit,
Yeah.
they could have done way better than having a year or two of TV shows that I'm sure got a lot of people signed up in money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just people are kind of burnt on it.
Yeah, there's so much of it. It's like they put out movies back to back too, and it's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
And I ain't even seen the last one. You know?
And if you're smart enough, you have a shared account. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're cutting down, or they're like,
they're trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to.
Yeah.
Netflix is getting more pricey. I think we're about to get rid of those guys.
yeah. Netflix does sneaky stuff to test audiences either, because like their biggest demographic is in America.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the password sharing crackdowns and stuff like that, they test it in countries that have lower audience percentages. So they tested the password crackdowns in like European countries and stuff to see if people actually signed up or if they just lost subscribers. And if the amount of money that they make from people signing up on their own is over the amount of subscriptions that they lost for the policy, then they put it in the next biggest country. So eventually it's going to make it here if the numbers keep saying, hey, they break even or make money.
Yeah.
So it's weird how they do stuff like that.
It's all about that dollar.
Yeah.
It's all about that dollar. It's like Walmart. Walmart will spend $15 million in figuring out how the best self-checkout is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're killing the self checkout.
Yeah.
I hate self-checkout.
Yeah.
And then they want to check your receipt.
But
It's
which
like,
one do you hate more though? Do you hate self-checkout or do you hate standing in line for 15 plus more minutes?
I hate self-checkout more.
Do you really?
I
You're
do.
a line stander.
I'd rather
Okay.
stand in the line. Yes.
Really? I see.
Especially with the sneaky shit that they're pulling with the self-checkouts, because Walmart made a statement where they openly admitted that, like, yeah, we know that not everything gets scanned all the time. So, like, we know that there's, like, these little micro thefts happening,
Yeah.
whether the customer's aware or not, because it's janky. You know?
Yeah.
And then what they do is they wait until your Walmart account or whatever hits over a certain amount of what they perceive as theft, and then they hit you with, like, something over a misdemeanor, like, theft charge. So they just come at you after a certain dollar amount, and you could not even know what's happening. Because there's a lot of people that have went to court and been like, hey, I was not notified of any of this. I would have handled it sooner.
So
I
you
wasn't trying to steal. I would have given you $15.
You
Yeah.
think they count that when I walked out of the TV the other day?
No.
I don't know. Is it the Beach Road Walmart? They didn't say much.
They won't there, man, because they know people swing.
Yeah, they do. They do, man. That Walmart's rough.
That's
But-
wild.
Yeah, he lives in a good part of town.
I also like how you're just openly admitting to, you know,
I mean, it was only a 43 inch.
it doesn't. I think the dollar amount matters more than the inches. Just that's.
Oh, it wasn't. It was a 4K. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was less than 250. I mean, they were on sale.
Oh, that makes it so much better.
I
Yeah.
mean, we'll see next time. I gotta go get dog food after this. So we'll see.
Watch out, Roll King.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to go to.
Roll King.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get so many free leashes and seed packets. We're rolling in it.
Well, they get.
Who
They
gets
go.
pig ears? You do, boy.
Well,
You
the
do.
thing about Roll King is they already give you free popcorn when you walk in there. So
I don't eat
they're probably
public
not gonna
property
be buying.
popcorn.
Oh yeah.
I don't. I've never had it.
I trust them.
It's
what?
not bad. It's not
Yeah.
bad. I love.
You
Earl
trust the
King, though.
people of Shelbyville to not stick their hand in the fucking popcorn can?
See, I don't go to the Shelbyville one. I go to the
They
Greenwood
changed the
one.
Shelbyville one now. It's got a little button that makes the popcorn come in.
That's good. I feel a lot better about it now.
Oh, they're doing like some Pavlov shit to us, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, like, if you hit this button, you get one serving. You hit this one, you get
You
three.
get
Which
popcorn
one?
and it shocks a Rural King employee.
Yeah.
But I do like Earl King though. I normally buy guns from Earl King.
There you
go.
That's where I like to get guns.
Good
call.
It's always so much cheaper
It is.
there.
I saw in your first release of your guys' new season of Nerd News, you got a bow sitting behind you.
Oh, yeah,
Is that
yeah.
Are you into archery?
Yes, yeah, I shot archery for years. It's something that I am making a conscious effort next year to get back into.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when I was in high school, I hunted archery, I shot competitive archery, I loved all that shit.
Okay.
I shoot I think it's a 2015 Hoyt Charger.
Okay.
I think it's a 2015. But loved it. Got real big into it. When we were putting together the studio, was the first thing I hung up.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta have relics of yourself. I go hunting as well.
Nice.
Is that what you're trying to get back into, or are you just trying to get back into shooting in general?
No, I'm trying to get back into hunting.
Yeah.
I really like. I'm very much like I live relatively close to the city, but
Yeah.
my soul is more in like I want to hunt, get my own food.
Yeah.
Like eventually, the plan is for me to get like acreage and have like my
Yeah.
own, like basically settlement kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like
Country boy.
I'm very much an off the gridder.
So
Yeah.
but I've got lucky because I actually live in the city, but I live where my house is. I have enough land, so I have like 2.5 acres,
Nice.
and I have enough land that I'm in the deer reduction zone.
Okay.
So I can actually hunt as long as it's archery. I can hunt
No, that's
the
nice.
entire season. So like I just went out on Tuesday. I had a day off work, so I
Mm-hmm.
went out Tuesday morning, sat there majority of the day, and then came out here.
Dang.
We did a podcast, all that good stuff. But
Oh,
I'm
well, if
getting
you ever
back
need
into
help,
it.
let me
Yeah,
know.
for sure. Yeah, man, get it. We'll
Yeah.
talk after this. I don't care. I mean,
Nice.
I got a few bucks running around right now, but I mean, altogether, when I first moved in, we probably had like 2 or 3 deer running around, and now altogether we have about 10,
Oh wow.
10
Okay.
11. And
What do you hunt with?
I hunt with a crossbow.
Okay.
I try to make sure it's
Yeah.
spot on. I don't really want it to run out on the Thompson Road or
Oh.
anything, you know.
That'd be something.
Yeah, yeah, man. Just could you imagine driving your car down the road? Next thing you know, this deer just runs out, fucking blood just spewing out of the side of it. You know.
Right over your Toyota Prius, just
Yeah.
coats it.
Have you killed a deer before?
No, I don't
No.
know if I haven't. I went hunting for like 3 years and never quite had luck.
I-
And the place that my dad and I used to hunt is no longer available to us because the property got sold and stuff. So
Damn.
with me, unfortunately, about the time that I started hunting was when I was in college.
Okay.
And with my classes, and I joined a fraternity and stuff like that, with the amount of time that college was taking up, I was going out each season once or twice.
Yeah.
Which anybody that hunts knows that
Yeah.
1 or 2 days, unless they're just
Unless
in
you're-
flocks,
Yeah, yeah.
you're not really gonna have too much luck. So
Yeah, that's kind of how it was with me when I went hunting Tuesday.
yeah.
I literally, as I was walking outside, you know, I kicked my flashlight on so I can walk out to the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful 10-pointer, just 45 yards away from me, just looking dead at me.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'm walking out the back door. I'm like, well, can't shoot this guy right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's pitch black.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Oh, you
just-
could.
he just turned and kind of went into the woods. I was like, almost like I was some ways today, but I was like, we'll give it a whirl. Maybe he'll come back out. We'll see. But
Yeah, put a little corn down. I mean, what?
no, who would do that? Why would you ever do that?
Yeah.
No.
I'll take you turkey hunting with bows. I love turkey
Oh
hunting.
yeah, I only went turkey hunting like twice.
Oh,
So
that's
I've
nice.
never been turkey hunting.
Yeah.
But
That's
I've
fun.
went goose hunting. I've went deer hunting, and then you know.
Yeah, I just don't have the patience for deer hunting. Turkeys, they're moving around, you know.
Yeah.
Shake them up.
You archery as well, or
Yeah,
guns?
archery.
Okay, nice.
I like bow hunting. I do like, you know, squirrel. I definitely
That's
with
what
a
I was about to
410, you
say.
know.
I
Yeah.
love squirrel and
Squirrel
rabbit.
hunting's fun.
Rabbit's one
Yeah.
of my favorite meat to eat.
Okay.
Yeah, it tastes really good, especially slow cook that bad boy.
Yeah.
Throw on some barbecue sauce. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Oof, delicious stuff.
Oh yeah, but I was kind of like you. Right when I started school, my hunting went down, you know, and then I started working.
Yeah.
Once I dropped out of school, I started working, and then just never really got back into it. My bow's
Yeah.
sitting over at my mom's house.
Yeah.
Probably
I've
needs
wanted
the
to
strings
for years.
replaced, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've shot one deer. It was when I was in high school, and I was actually sitting. So the deer stand that my buddy wanted me to climb up into, was a peg stand,
Okay.
but they didn't have it set up right. You know, when you climb up the pegs, you want the seat to kind of be off to the side so you can climb up it and
Yeah.
then step onto the seat,
They have it
right?
directly under.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it almost
Wow.
fucking killed me because I was fat. You know, I was like
Yeah.
not like I was skinny. I was 245 pounds. You know, I mean, I was in decent shape, but I wasn't trying to fucking hang there, pull myself up and over
Yeah.
and lay belly first on this platform and all that good shit. But anyway, so I sit on the ground, and I thought it was almost dark. Almost dark. It wasn't dark yet. Almost dark.
Almost
That's
dark.
a key factor. But
He says to the judge.
right. But I thought this doe came out in front of me. So as soon as I start to line up, it just kind of took off out into this field. I ended up shooting at it. It was about 70 yards away. It came back towards me, and I ended up shooting it and dropped it. Well, like I said, I thought it was a doe. So I called my dad to come help me out. You know, I'm like, hey, I just shot this deer. It's a decent little sized doe. You know, he was like, did you check to make sure it was a doe? And I was like, yeah, it doesn't have any antlers or anything like that. He goes, lift its leg
It's
up.
like, what about the dick?
Yeah. So straight up, I
Where's
lifted.
the penis at?
Yeah, that's what happened. So I lifted its leg up, and sure enough, there was a dick and balls there. And I was like, damn. And then my brother and my dad made fun of me for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's I know you said that your situation's different, but when it comes to getting tags, if I remember, it's like $1 and $2, or
It depends on the year. It can go up.
Yeah, and I mean, depends on where you're at too. I mean,
Yes,
like,
yeah.
so before you can shoot the buck in deer reduction, you got to shoot a doe first. From what I was told, or from what I read last
Yeah.
year, they may have changed that. I don't know, but that's what I read last year. It was earn a buck basically. So in the reduction zone. So
And rabbit and squirrel's even better because it changes with the style of them, or the style of them, the breed
you know,
of them.
certain take
You know,
a certain
gray
amount
squirrels,
of, yeah,
brown squirrels, red
yeah, I was about
squirrels.
to say,
I've never done anything small game. I never did
Really?
rabbits or squirrels.
I was
See.
fun chasing them. You feel like a man.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
See, I don't even chase them. I
little
just go,
fucker, come here.
I'll go sit in a spot for like 20, 30 minutes and just sit there, let them get used to you, and then they'll start popping out.
Yeah, and then you
Over time.
betray that trust.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I walk around. I let them know I'm there.
You let them know that you are a true American and
Yeah.
you betray that trust.
Yeah.
You know, and then you just shoot them right in the head.
It's like, what a beautiful home. Have you ever heard of influenza?
Yeah. But yeah, that's, and I mean, when I was young, my brother used to take me around and we would go rabbit hunting, but I wasn't allowed to carry a gun, so I was basically just the dog.
Okay.
So my brother and his friends would basically just shoot at me and see if I was quick enough to get out of the way.
Yeah.
He won't openly admit that, but that's basically how that went.
Yeah.
I stomped on a pile, he shot at me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
That
That's
can
how.
be entertaining.
Yeah, that's how we grew up. It would have been an accident now, you know. But didn't that happen in politics or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody got shot.
Dick
on
Cheney, yeah, he shot a guy
Yeah,
on the
he
hunt. Right in the fucking ear.
Yeah, you believe that?
It's a baller fucking move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally they pay people to do that for them.
Yeah.
Not this guy.
Yeah.
Not this
He
guy.
didn't take a book. He didn't take a page out of Clinton's book. He
Yeah,
did,
I know.
He did it on site with the news there. You know,
Oh,
he's like, we're gonna go about this a certain way. He goes, you thought I did what I did in Iraq was crazy.
Yeah.
Welcome to the fucking show, baby.
Oh,
You
shit.
know, talk about the show. What got you into comedy? Because I haven't seen you since high school. You know, I
Yeah.
remember in marching band. I remember from school. You know, because you were in my sister's and my brother's class. You know.
Did you beat him up?
Oh, no, I didn't.
No,
do
he was
that.
really nice in high school.
Yeah.
You
I
should.
was an asshole. I was a jackass. I was always fucking around.
At least you
You know.
Yeah, at least you own up to that.
Yeah.
You should have got beat up at least twice in high school.
Yeah.
So yeah, I when it comes to getting into comedy, while I was in high school, I did the improv comedy group with Scott
Yeah.
Gregory. I don't know
Yeah.
if you remember. Yeah, Scott
Yeah,
Gregory.
Scott.
He's a clean comic.
Christian,
here.
right?
Yeah. Here at Indianapolis, I did the improv stuff with him, his son, and a couple other people.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun, but I never really thought doing comedy was kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Went to college, got my degree in accounting,
Mhm.
and then I did a D&D group. Like I was like Dungeons and Dragons. I was into all that nerdy shit, and a lot of my friends from the D&D group were saying that I should sign up. They liked the jokes that I wrote into campaigns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So basically, it was because of the friends that I had in like my D&D group and shit like that that I signed up.
Yeah.
Did my first ever open mic set March. I think it was 12th. I can't remember if it was 12th or 15th of 2020.
Oh yeah.
And then shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
Like one day
Damn.
later.
Yeah. So then, almost a year to the day, March of 2021, I started doing it regularly, 3
Yeah.
4 open mics a week and getting
Yeah.
into it. But yeah.
That's like full circle, because look at you now. You're like one of the hosts of the live Dungeons and Dragons shows.
Yeah. Monster. It's the shirt that I'm wearing. Self-promotion, shameless.
No shame here, man. No
I
shame
just
here.
saw Waynesboro. He's like, I don't believe in corporate American.
Yeah.
You're just
But,
shamelessly pimping yourself out.
Yeah, I also just love this shirt.
It's a
Like,
killer design. Did
Tyson
you guys
does-
come up with that?
Tyson did. Tyson designed this one.
He's miraculous. We just had him on last week.
But he's a piece of shit. Don't.
Don't toot that horn too much.
No, he's one of my closest friends. I love the guy. But yeah. So when we founded Nerd News,
Yeah.
I was talking a little bit before the show. We created the LLC. We kind of had like 3 shows that we had ideas for that were nerd centric, and we knew that we wanted to cater our style and our comedy to the broader like nerd world.
Mhm.
So we came up and it was like a car ride home from a show that we did. I just said, what if we do just a daily like short?
Mhm.
It was like just a daily like little announcement that we throw a joke on the end of it to announce whatever new stuff is coming out.
Yeah.
So that's how Nerd News was born. And then as we did more events and more like comedy shows, we kind of talked together. Tyson was the main contact for the Rabbit, which is where the show started.
Yeah.
Because we both know a lot about D&D.
Yeah.
And we both like Critical Role and all those like D&D shows. So we wanted to bring that like locally to Indianapolis, and that's kind of how all that got started.
Yeah, it's popping off big time. I mean, you guys are having some decent shows all over Indianapolis. You guys are going down to Louisville here soon, right?
Yeah. So Monster, the Dungeons and Dragons show, has been in Indianapolis. We do a monthly at Planet of the Tapes in Louisville.
Yep.
Yeah.
Incredible venue. If you're in Louisville, check it out. It used to be an old movie rental place that they turned into a performance area. It's
Really?
amazing. We've been to Bloomington, Illinois. I think we're doing one in Michigan soon that we're kind of getting a date on. But like all the states that touch Indiana, we're kind of putting feelers out for.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Starting to become like a nerd icon almost.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
But so we designed these shirts, and our big thing that we have now is we actually have our own custom dice sets.
No shit.
So we did like a deal with Roll for Initiative, which is a dice making company out of Michigan.
Okay.
The people that own the company are seeing impaired, like they're not completely blind. So their dice are slightly bigger and have heavier prints on them.
Okay.
But we have the Monster logo on our own custom set of dice now that we can offer at the shows.
Hell
That's
yeah.
pretty chill.
That's
Yeah, I
pretty
saw
awesome.
on one of you guys' promotions you were going to be giving those
Yeah.
away.
Yeah,
I was like, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, that'd probably come in handy for me if I was drinking too.
Yeah.
Like, like bigger ones with dots on them. and
Should
shit.
I drive home?
Yeah. Yeah, straight up.
Come on, 7.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't handle all that. You're asking too much. So when you guys do those shows, like, how interactive do you get? Like,
It's very interactive.
Yeah.
A big part of the show is it kind of depends. The Rabbit is the bigger production because it started there. It's local. We can get things there easier.
Yeah.
But there's always some kind of game that we do where we bring an audience member up. Have either of you played Dungeons and Dragons?
I have
No.
not.
Okay.
No.
I've seen the movie. So
Yeah, it's close. But essentially everything that you do has some kind of check associated with it.
Yeah.
So if I'm like a ranger or like somebody with a bow that's dexterous and I want to climb a wall, I would have to roll a dex check to see if I can climb the wall. For intelligence or like wisdom based stuff, we'll bring up like Connect 4 and we'll have an audience member be the opposed intelligence check to like win games and stuff like that.
No shit.
Yeah. So a lot of it is we'll think of a game that an audience member can come up and test our intelligence or our stats against whatever they are assigned in the game.
Okay.
So very interactive. We do dice giveaways. We do normally a big giveaway, like a board game or a starter set or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And how long do those go for? Because I know these, like, I've seen, like, my dad, he's into that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he's the one that got me started on Magic when I was younger.
Oh, Magic Gathering?
Yeah.
Nice.
That whole white box right behind you, that big one on top of the filing cabinet, is just full.
Nice.
Just case upon case. It's all his old stuff with my new stuff. And,
Do you play Commander?
uh-uh.
Oh, okay. So you don't play Commander. I gotcha. Right on. So you're not into it.
No.
That's your dad's.
I know a little bit about it. You know, I knew a lot more when I was younger, and I plan on getting back into it. But then,
Nice. I'm excited for the new set. Like I shit on Hasbro a lot because they're releasing things too quickly. It's just too much. Like,
just flooding it.
Yeah.
Just the Marvel, the
It's like
Marvel.
people
ideas.
can't keep up with it. Like you're releasing all these sets, and then on top of the sets that you're releasing, you're doing crossover stuff. So it's like I got to get the Doctor Who set. I got to get the new Phyrexia. I got to get the new it's all this stuff. But the set that got me into Magic is, I think it's pronounced Ixalan, but it's basically like the lore or whatever. It was like a 3-way war between merfolk, dinosaurs, and I think vampires. So so I built this big dinosaur deck.
Yeah.
That like I run dinosaurs almost exclusively. Dinosaurs and Eldritch Horrors. Those are my 2 decks.
Okay.
And neither one of them's good, but I like it. You know?
Works for you.
And this winter, they're coming out with the Return to Ixalan.
Oh.
So they're going to be a bunch of new dinosaurs, and that is doing a crossover with Jurassic Park. So you can actually get Rexy from Jurassic Park and like the Indominus Rex and Dr. Ian Malcolm are getting their own cards and stuff.
That's
So
badass.
I was pretty excited for that one.
You'll have to show you mine after this.
Yeah, I've got mine in my backpack.
No shit.
So
I came prepared.
I always have dice, the Dungeon Master's book, and my 2 Magic the Gathering card decks in my backpack at all times,
In case someone wants to talk shit.
in case something comes up. 'Cause
You want a fucking nerd route right here? I got
Yeah,
you, dude.
I mean,
anytime, anywhere.
yeah, like I'll go to shows and stuff like that, and then afterward, if I'm just chilling at the bar, since like I'm not saying by any means I'm well known,
Yeah.
but if it's one of the
That's
Dungeons
not what
and
Tyson
Dragons,
says.
Yeah, Tyson says
Oh, yeah.
you're recognizable, man. That you get yelled at across the floor at Gen Con and stuff.
Oh yeah, the first time I'd ever been recognized for what I'd done was at Gen Con.
Yeah.
Some guy pointed us out and was like, "Hey, I like your TikToks and stuff like that." So
No
that was
shit.
fun. But if it's like a nerdy show, like we used to do this show called Comics and Comics for comic books, at just local shops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have all that stuff on me, and then afterward, if we were just hanging out, yeah, I'll run a game for people. So
Yeah.
like after comedy shows, I've run games for people or played Magic with people.
Yeah.
So
Do you go to the mini shops and do that stuff still?
no, we're trying really hard to get back into it.
Yeah, because I remember you guys used to do it.
Yeah, the shops that we were talking to, because of how busy they were and some communication things and trying to get it off the ground,
Yeah.
it didn't quite work out. So we're kind of starting fresh. That's a couple of the shows that we're hoping to add to our production schedule next year.
That would be pretty cool.
But yeah, so like I love all that kind of stuff.
It's crazy to think that's how far comedies came.
Yeah.
That it used to be like, you know, cocaine and alcohol after shows, and now it's just like people playing Magic the Gathering
Yeah,
and
and
Dungeons
your
and
dice
Dragons
playing.
and shit. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
Smoking cigs on stage. It's come a long way.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just a wide variety of how it is now.
Yeah, there's still definitely the pockets of like your the cocaine and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like
You
Yeah.
want to play a game of pool?
Yeah.
Hey, John Mulaney's clean now. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
He's back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's one of
that's-
my favorite.
That's never been my vibe. Like, I'm not gonna talk shit about any comics
No.
or anything like that, but it's never been my vibe to do
Yeah.
that kind of stuff after
Right.
shows. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not who I am.
Yeah.
So I got
I usually stick to ecstasy, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat the good old X.
More
you
of a
know?
meth man.
very sudden.
Yeah.
You look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like you've lost 20 pounds. How'd that happen? Huh?
Yeah, one came with 2 teeth, but
Pluses and minuses. Pluses and minuses. So is like nerds? Are you allowed to say nerds still?
Yeah.
You
of
can?
course.
Okay, I didn't know if
Yeah.
people like found it offensive and like added it to the LGBT thing yet or not. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's associated with that at all.
I just didn't know. Like they're just adding like a plus and a minus and all kinds of stuff. So I didn't know like the straight people are trying to get in on it too now.
yeah,
The nerd.
it's a whole process.
Yeah.
So the weird thing is like nerd and geek are kind of like 2 different things. Like
Yeah.
I think geek is kind of just gone
Yeah.
now because it used to be if you were a nerd, you were into like the board games or the whatever comic
Yeah.
books. But a geek was like your book nerd.
Yeah.
Right? It was like your math and your if you were.
Brady, what do you
school-
consider yourself? You a geek or a nerd?
Well, first of all, that was very rude of you, just to assume.
Well, he's really good with technology. You know, they have the Geek Squad. You know, I don't
Well,
know.
that's what I was
Oh,
about
yeah,
to
yeah.
say. Yeah, the Geek Squad kind of ruined that
But,
vibe.
but I think since like 20.
Didn't mean to call you out over there.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Alien Code? Oh, it's got this dude in it. It's basically he gets fucking messages in his brains to fucking aliens trying to decipher shit from the government.
Jesus.
Literally, shit you not. Turned it on. He was wearing the same outfit I was wearing. Fucking cardigan, beanie, fucking long hair. I was like, oh god.
You're like, it's my time, Mom.
He's fucking let me hack into the database. I was like, God.
So I matched the guy who got butt fucked by aliens. That's me.
This is crazy. Right in here.
But I think ever since like 2013, 2014, it was like right
Yeah.
when Marvel movies with like Iron Man and stuff started to take off.
Yeah.
I think nerd became cool. Like
Yeah.
if you watched Iron Man and you knew the Marvel movies and stuff, like
Yeah.
it was just part of the culture now. It wasn't this weird thing.
Do you own the helmets and stuff?
No, I don't have that kind of money yet.
You got the bow in your new studio. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
what's
that
other,
bow is old.
What's other decor you would have around your house?
I got a couple guitars hanging up. I've got every year that I go to Gen Con, I pick up some kind of art, just a local artist kind of thing. So I've got like Pokemon stuff, like just 3 starters from Kanto and stuff like that. So it's a lot of just nerd adjacent stuff. I'm like I said, I was a really big fan of Star Wars. I would say the thing that I'm like nerdiest on, or like I go ham when it comes to Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
Godzilla is my
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, that is-
What'd you think of the new ones? Especially when they
Which
branched off to the
ones?
Kong. You know
Okay.
when they did all those with. I don't know. Did they ever come out with like Mothra and all that? I knew they were talking about it.
So Mothra was in King of the Monsters.
Yeah.
So when you talk about Godzilla,
I haven't seen it yet. But
this is how ridiculous I am with this shit. When people say, "What do you think of the new Godzilla?" Are you talking about the American Godzilla or like Toho Studios? Because like Toho,
I don't know.
yeah, Toho is the original Japanese company.
Yeah.
They make Godzilla content side by side with who they have licensed in America to
Okay.
make movies. So a lot of people think of obviously like the Bryan Cranston one,
Yeah.
King of the Monsters, Kong, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think those are fine. I think those are good.
Yeah.
Hardcore Godzilla fans shit on them,
Yeah.
but for American audiences, they don't give a shit about anything before the year 2000 when it comes to Godzilla.
Yeah.
If you want that kind of stuff,
I mean, Lilo and Stitch maybe.
yeah, right. But if you want that kind of Godzilla content, Toho still makes stuff. So like there was Shin
Is it
Godzilla.
quality though? Is it quality stuff?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, Japanese audiences are looking for something different than American audiences. So you
Yeah.
have to watch it through a lens of like culturally these are different things.
Yeah.
I grew up on Toho Godzilla. Like my mom and I would watch the shit
Yeah.
out of the 70s and 80s, like Showa era, or like I like the Millennial Godzilla, the Millennium series.
Mm-hmm.
That one kind of gets shit on a lot, but when you're 9 years old, the more explosions, the better.
Yeah.
Oh
of
yeah,
course,
100%.
So Toho came out with Shin Godzilla in 2016, which was like basically paying respects to the original Godzilla. There was
Okay.
no monster fights; it was just him fucking up Tokyo.
Oh.
And it was basically like, hey, do you guys remember nuclear bombs? Like,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I love.
They do.
those. Yeah,
Yeah, they're very familiar
yeah,
with them.
yeah, they do. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were reminded twice. But
Oh, where'd your boats go?
yeah.
Welcome to the sun.
Great. But so I think the American ones for American audiences are good.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, yeah.
Godzilla fans get too tweaked out on it because they're fans, so they know the Toho stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for a general audience, I think the Monarch series and stuff is going to be fine.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited because Toho announced after King of the Monsters and Kong that they were going to start releasing regular Godzilla content like they did before 2000.
Hell yeah.
So they did Shin Godzilla in 2016. The new one comes out, I believe, November 1st in Japan, December 1st for America.
Yeah.
And it's called Godzilla Minus One.
Oh.
And they've been re-releasing like shorts, like just 2-minute battles
Yeah.
of reanimated old fights from like the 70s and 80s. So like my favorite monster ever was Gigan or Gigan. People pronounce things differently and get bent about it.
What's this thing? What's he look like?
He's the one with the chainsaw stomach and like the scythe hands.
Oh,
He's
this
got
guy's
like the
hairy.
cool fucking Cyclops shape.
Yeah.
Did Godzilla have like a kid or something like
Yeah,
that?
Manila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you watch the new
God,
news,
we could talk for hours about Godzilla, dude.
oh yeah, I love it. But if you watch the newest episode with Cavan, Gigan is the figurine that's sitting next to me on the table. Like
Okay.
big fan.
Oh yeah.
So they redid his because he appeared in 1972's Megalon versus Godzilla. You guys have no idea.
No, go ahead, nerd out. Dude. I'm
I'm
learning
down.
so
I
much
could
shit
go
about
on
Godzilla, and I'm about it.
Because like I've seen the shorts, like short clips I see on you see on Facebook, of, like the old Godzilla movies,
Mhm.
black and white, where you're
Yeah.
like, that's definitely a dude in a tiny city.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Do you know this much about Bigfoot?
No, that's
Ah,
Tyson's
damn.
thing. Tyson's got the
Okay,
cryptids.
okay.
Tyson's got cryptids on lock.
Okay.
I'll talk shit about ghosts all day.
Yeah. Not a big ghost guy.
No, I don't. Ghost stuff. I get physically angry.
He's
about
into more
ghost stuff.
realistic stuff, like giant fucking lizards.
Bro, you ever
Stuff
think
like that,
about-
obviously.
I know Godzilla's fake.
Yeah.
Everything about the ghost hunting industry just
Yeah.
screams exploitation to me.
Yeah.
And it really just bothers.
Why? Because they're
Yeah.
dead.
Huh?
Because they're dead.
No, because it's these people that go into an old creaky house and then shit gets creaky and they're like, oh fuck, it's haunted.
The ghost farted.
There's
oh
a
my God.
draft in the room. Shut up. Like,
Yeah.
And you're 320 pounds,
Yeah.
Jason. Calm down,
Like,
okay?
it's just
Yeah.
exploiting an audience that believes in something.
Yeah.
That it's just every time I see the ghost shows, I just think of that and it drives me
Or
crazy.
they make sure they go to an unlevel hallway and roll a ball down it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, look at this speck. And it's like, this is an abandoned asylum from 1972. That's
It's
fucking
dusty.
dust.
That was a spirit.
Right.
Don't you lie.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, fucking, think about the people that genuinely believe in ghosts that are like, making everyday decisions that are non-ghost
It's
related.
like astrology women.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god,
My sister
retrograde.
sold her house because my nephew said there's a fucking demon there.
Hey, I'm just gonna say this. My sister, like,
Did she really?
Yeah, no shit.
I was talking a few weeks ago. My sister
He's getting worked
moved
up. He's
into a
like,
house
Makes me
where
mad.
there were a handful of people that died in that sumbitch, right? And I think it was on top of an Indian burial ground or something because she bought a mirror. We hung that mirror up in her
What the
house.
fuck is going on?
Speaking of ghosts,
Yeah.
that's
So-
Casper right there.
One's getting gangbanged in my attic.
yeah,
I won't shit on people that necessarily believe in ghosts.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the industry around it and the ghost hunting
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
and the taps and all
The
that.
sci-fi
that
shit.
just it drives me up the wall.
It's getting out of hand.
Yeah, that's
Zach
true.
Baggins of the
I knew that
Yeah.
my sister's situation was true because she had this Mexican lady come over to her house, and that lady, she wouldn't even walk in that. Yeah. She like threw her hands up and was like, "Adios, mio."
Yeah.
You know. And I
She
was,
goes, no, lemon pledge.
yeah. No, she didn't say that. He's racist.
Yeah.
That was Family Guy quote.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. But
Venezuela?
she really did, man. She started lighting some shit and was like walking in the house and was like, "We'll be here for a while." And
Hey,
like,
that's-
I was like, "Yeah," and then next thing you know,
And if you thought of insurance fraud,
Yeah.
Should I get the extra strong?
I don't know if it's because I saw it
The
or
fucking
what,
sage
but I went in
pledge.
my sister's house like
That'd be
2
some
weeks
shit.
later, and I felt like there was nobody sitting over my shoulder.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like
mean, hey, if it's something that you believe in and stuff, that's perfectly
Yeah.
fine. For me, it's just like the industry around it.
yeah,
yeah.
The I can't remember where I was gonna go with this, but I think it was like the ghosts and stuff like that. Oh, another thing about the whole ghost thing is, like, did you guys ever watch the X-Files?
Yes.
Like their whole tagline.
I love it.
Yeah, like their whole tagline was like, "I want to believe."
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I do. I want to believe in ghosts and aliens, and I want to believe so bad.
Yeah.
But I've never had anything even remotely weird happen in my 28 years on this
Really?
planet.
You lived in an
Not
older house,
once.
didn't you?
Yeah,
There in
none of it.
Morristown?
When I was a little kid, apparently I got like scared by something, but
Yeah.
I have no memory of it.
Yeah.
But like, I am begging for some shit to happen to me.
You should have came to my childhood house. We always had ghosts. I mean, your mom used to babysit me.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like, you never came to our house? Ancient as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
built in like the 1800s.
Yeah, but that's just a creaky house. I don't think it's a ghost.
I don't know. Shit was thumping.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
pretty fucking wild.
But
I know Elon flew those little Wi-Fi things, and I thought aliens were kind
The
of
Starlinks?
Yeah, they got me.
Yeah,
at
we had a
first. I was
movie
like,
night out here in the backyard with projector and everything,
Okay.
and all our kids were out there and everything. We had a couple friends over, and I was like, "Oh, there they are."
Yeah.
People were like, "What the fuck's going on?" I was like, "That's just Starlink, dude."
I
Google
went
it." I
full
freaked out the first time I
tinfoil.
saw it.
A tinfoil hat, shotgun. I was like, "It's on, boys!"
I was at a barbecue and trashed in August when I first saw it, and I was like, "Hey, y'all seeing this shit? Is this
Yeah.
going down?" I'm a
I was
Red Dawn
standing-
too, baby.
Yeah.
I
You know?
mean, I was where I was at I work in Greenfield, and they were doing this air show over there, and they had like the Blue Angels and shit flying over and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah. Last
So,
week I was on the interstate.
yeah,
I
it
saw
was
it. I
like
was shitting
it was
myself.
like it was like rumbling
Yeah.
where we were. So
uh,
I was like sitting in my office, and I like ran outside, and I was like, "This is it. I need to call my wife. We're all gonna die."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, because with everything that's been going on, I was like,
Yeah.
"This is it." We're
Have you heard my
getting
neighbors with the cannons?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nuts. They have like
No,
fucking armory.
I knew that was some Civil War reenactor.
Yeah, they're
That's
back
cool.
there. St.
Yeah.
Paul people are different. You
Yeah.
know? It's,
When they were doing the air show and stuff around where I work during the day, that it's where they would turn around
Yep.
in Indy.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was hearing it when they were turning around
Yep.
and stuff like that because I heard it all.
I
day
saw
long.
it by
Yeah.
the health campus, the new one that Hancock built right up there, right when you get to Indy on 70.
Yeah.
They come flying over the interstate. I was like, "Is this fucking going down?"
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I
going
mean,
down.
once we realized it was the Jets, I calmed down a little bit. But I'm definitely tinfoil.
Yeah.
Aliens are gonna come and
Oh, man.
butt fuck all of us one
I
day.
love conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could talk for hours about the most random conspiracy theories, and I don't necessarily believe them.
You think that, you
Yeah.
think Hitler actually died?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I think Hitler actually.
I mean,
did
it's
too.
2023, so at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then questionable.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily, and I can't stress that enough because a lot of them get way too crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily believe many of them, but I will go down the rabbit hole on every single
Yeah.
one.
How about the birds?
Okay, so
We
birds
talked about this one last week.
birds are fake is
It's a good one.
all right. So there's like 3 conspiracy theories within birds are fake. Right?
Yeah.
There is the original like posts and stuff where it was one guy that was like, "Do you guys think that they hide drones in bird flocks to watch
Yeah.
people?" And I was like, "Okay, I believe that for
Yeah.
sure."
Yeah.
And then it turned into all birds are fake by crazy people on the internet.
Yeah.
And the conspiracy theory within the conspiracy theory is that the government took over the birds are fake thing about the one like drone in a flock to divert people from the one. So like there's a conspiracy within a conspiracy.
It's getting tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some government shit though.
But,
like that's what the government would want to do: take over the conspiracy. That's what they did with Kennedy.
I definitely know. Like I've looked into it. The government does go into like online chats and stuff and like ramp up conspiracy theories in like different directions and stuff like that.
I love to see
I
that.
believe that they have like the fly robots and stuff. That like the fly on the wall theory. You heard that one? Like they have fake flies too. Yeah, that's like proven spy shit.
You imagine that's your day job? What do you do? I fly a small creature.
Yeah.
Every day.
I landed on this bitch's shoulder the other day. She tried to smack me. Not today.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Not today. As I flew away.
Yeah, you thought we were losing money with those jets they can't find.
Yeah, right.
Flies die a day.
I mean, I wonder how much one of those does have to cost. Like, you know what I mean? Like every time they make a shoe, like with a knife in it, and put a camera on the back of it because they got to see what's coming up behind them. And then.
Or what was the audit that said they spent like $5,000 on a mug?
Yeah.
It's
It's
like,
like,
what are
what
we
the
doing
fuck?
here?
How'd you even do that? That's good clay. That's some deep southern Georgia shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I do like the conspiracy theories. I've got a whole bit about conspiracy theories. And all that kind of stuff.
They're fun to get into. I mean, they are. And you can sit on a phone. You can sit on your phone for hours while a computer, phone, whatever you want to call it.
The one that I went the deepest on was flat Earth.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not a flat earther.
Okay.
Because I got to hear what you got to say on this.
I don't, I mean, it's not true. It started with an honest question, and it just went so far. Like, just blatantly disprovable stuff.
Yeah.
That just kept going and going and going, and they ask interesting questions that just aren't quite on the mark.
Yeah.
And it's just a funny one to me.
How about the Helen Keller's not really blind or deaf?
I believe that
really?
one.
I
believe that. But I mean, I know there's a lot of historical facts, but I mean, yeah.
But fuck them. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's what America's good at that. We're good at that again. I mean, I'm just saying that. What an inspiration, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't ever think one time she walked off stage and was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this shit.
I've never heard that one.
No, I haven't either. But
I
I mean, I'd be in for it.
Yeah, I do
we had a
love
big argument at the campfire the other night about it. My brother was like, well, she just knew. I was like, how would she know? She has no way to perceive it.
Yeah.
You idiot.
No, they're. I mean, they do that sort of stuff with people now.
Yeah.
So I believe that it was
Early 20th century.
because just because you're blind and deaf doesn't mean you don't have sensory.
Oh,
things.
yeah. No, but
So-
his thought was that she learned how to read because somebody taught her. I was like,
They lost me when they said she was mute and started talking. And I was like, how you deaf, blind, and mute? And then you just start talking. And, you know what I mean? No, you're just
Yeah.
making...
It's vibrations. So
Right,
like
yeah.
every sound has a vibration.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you can pick up, or like if you hold your hand on your throat when you talk, you can feel the differences.
Oh, yeah.
So like I understand how they got there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the way that you could learn is like the letter A. You just push that up on the paper so you feel what an A is,
Yep.
and then you
Oh,
feel
yeah.
the braille, so you can
Oh, yeah.
get the sensory in your hands. So
but her faking it?
I don't think so. I don't think she
tough.
faked it.
Well,
How do you
like
explain the concept of like a fucking letter though to somebody who can't?
It'd be tough.
Yeah. I mean, it would be tough, but
Yeah.
I think because of what they did with her, that probably pushed science forward like a
Yeah.
billion degrees or
How'd
whatever.
she get so
it is nowadays.
famous?
For-
she was deaf, blind, and mute, and
She went to
talked.
college.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, yep, that'll do it for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At least back then it would. You
Yeah.
know. Now that's just like it's a TikTok trend.
Yeah.
There's a whole
You
school
know,
for it.
you
man.
know.
The faking disabilities on social media is horrible.
Oh, yeah.
There's, like.
How about every single white girl that's just tagged onto ADHD like it's their thing? Like you weren't on Ritalin for 6 years. I got a buddy that had chicks' tits because that's what ADHD misses to do. You know, dude had to get those sucker lopped off.
Yeah,
you know, he was in there with breast cancer patients. They're like, "What are you in for?" He's like, "These bad boys."
That's
you know?
crazy.
Yeah, ADHD medicine. These girls are like, "I have ADHD." I was like, "No, Karen, you're just
Or,
fucking dumb."
I think the most faked like issue is Tourette's.
I was gonna say dyslexia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I pretend to have it.
I'm
I
saying
do
for
have
like
it.
clout. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I had it. Yeah.
I'm saying for like clout, where like you
Yeah.
post it on the
Yeah.
internet, like, oh, I'm dealing with, and then like you do the
Yeah.
tics and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like people with Tourette's can tell if you're faking,
Oh,
because
yeah.
if you have it, it's excruciatingly painful.
I
Like,
can't imagine.
it's your body involuntarily going against muscles. So,
Yeah.
like, it's so painful, and there's no sign of like pain or anything. It's
Yeah.
like these people getting huge amounts of views on social media for faking a disability. It's like you're a monster.
Yeah.
Usually, if I start like ticking or something, I'm a little too high.
Yeah.
You know, like, like calm down.
Oh,
You know,
jeez.
no more rents for you, buddy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but there are a lot of people faking it, and that's a tough one. Like you said, people that have it know because you can tell the sincere pain in their face.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I like
there's
that.
that one comedian that he's got rid of. He had an accident, Drew Lynch. They gave him his stutter, and then he's actually getting better with it.
Okay. Right on.
I don't know. I don't know. All that
He was on
information.
America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I remember
Yeah,
that.
that
guy.
guy.
Mhm.
he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that went to school with me, and he got in a car wreck, and he said he had a stutter, but I think he's faking it.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, he's too good at it. You know, it's
Trauma.
too frequent.
Like head trauma is some of the craziest shit that you can imagine. Like
Yeah.
people come out of car accidents with like different accents.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard
That
about that.
one would be weird to me.
Yeah.
You
that's
know, like how do you go
crazy.
from never hearing someone with like a Spanish
Mhm.
accent, and the next thing you know, you're just speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Segura has a very funny
Yeah.
bit
About the
it.
French guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like you get in a car accident and now suddenly everybody thinks you're racist. Like,
Yeah.
it's- you're just doing accents. It's
Yeah.
like it's
There's medications that fuck people up too. I
Mhm.
think it was Rogan. I heard this on. There was this one medication for diabetes or something
okay.
that turned this dude gay.
All right.
Yeah, love butt sex. This is a real thing.
I thought it was the sink water.
And this is
How do you find that out?
So
Huh?
How do
Flint.
you find that
Well, because
out?
he had a wife and 3 kids, and then just one day when he started this medication for his diabetes or sleep apnea or something, he fucking, I don't have my phone or
Right,
Google
Next
it.
thing you know, he's just sucking cock and with
Yeah,
a
loves,
little Navy
loves,
boy outfit.
loves sucking cock.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get enough of it.
That's wild.
And he
know,
quit
I
taking the
think-
medication? Went away.
I've never heard that before.
He's like, I'm gonna get my AO1,
No,
AO1C under control.
The
You know?
medication didn't do that. His wife said, "Hey, John, you gotta quit sucking dick, or else I'm gonna leave you." And he's like, "Oh, the medication's
Yeah.
He's like,
it's
"No,
working again." Oh,
This is
that's what happened
crazy.
there. Yeah, I mean,
No.
more power to him.
No, he sued him and won.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
no
this
shit.
is Google this real quick. It's crazy.
He was
Yeah.
like, I've never
check.
wanted to get
Yeah.
dick slammed in my ass more than when
Imagine
I
a
was
fucked
taking
up prank
this.
you could pull on some of your friends with that medication.
Man.
Start slipping in their Kool-Aid. Hey, did you see Brad was blowing Chad?
It's
This is fucking crazy.
so the way that like medical testing and stuff works is like it has to follow like a certain parameter, right? Like
Yeah.
if it gets rid of your cough, but there's like a 70% chance.
Viagra was a back medication.
Yeah.
For
Yeah, then they
Like
found out
spasms
what
or
it
something.
did.
Straight
yeah,
down.
for your heart too.
Yeah.
That
But,
shit works great.
Yeah. So they gotta figure out the acceptable amount of side effects because
Mm-hmm.
like every medication has a 1 in God knows whatever chance.
Yeah,
of
like the terrible ones that give you cerebral palsy. You know
Yeah.
how often that happens when they're
No,
testing medication?
that sounds-
One out of 52 patients.
It's a lot. Like when they first came out with the COVID vaccine, people were getting cerebral palsy,
yeah.
which is
Yeah, I
fucking
don't-
nuts. Can you imagine that suck?
It's
Can you-
It's a
you
terrible
can't-
disease.
Can you
It's-
tell I took the vaccine? Huh?
Yeah,
Huh?
it's-
Yeah, you look good. Even smile.
It's so scary. Like it's so
Yeah.
scary. So like, is there a chance that you said he sued them and they won? So that means their test didn't show anything about it.
No,
Because
yeah.
even if it's like there's a 1 in 8 billion chance that
Yeah,
you
this
know,
was in Britain.
they have to disclose it. So clearly it wasn't a disclosed thing.
Yeah, only it happened to 6 people, and Rob was one of them.
That guy scammed the whole country. He was like, "This is my opportunity, man. I'm gonna be able to say
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get butt fucked, but I'm not, and then I'm gonna get to be able to go through a
Yeah.
phase."
I mean, I definitely think it
Start
was
a
legit.
medication, give it a try.
Especially
I
if
mean-
there was 6 people. Like,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
he went by himself, they would be like, okay,
No.
come on, man.
No,
But
he
if
won
there-
it. It was a
yeah.
sole suit, but there wasn't. I guess there wasn't enough
Yeah.
people to make it a. Big
No one
suit.
else wanted
Yeah.
to come out of the closet on that one.
Yeah. He's like, patient's like, "Honey, are you on the medication?" Yeah, I'm on it. You been sucking anywhere? Yeah, no.
You've been home late a few times this week. Anything going on?
You have a lot of TMJ lately.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, no, the medical world it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
scary.
Every commercial, the number of side effects must be at least 35.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
they're
they
allowed
always
to
say
have.
it fast, like, "Yeah, I caught that."
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I heard
It's like
irritable
depression,
bowel
man.
syndrome. How do you just get that from taking an antacid pill?
The,
Yeah.
the antidepressants and stuff like that scare me the most.
Fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
I thank God that I don't have to deal with the antidepressants
Yeah.
and stuff like that because I think that messes with you.
Don't read the side effects of medication.
Yeah. Well, do I think it helps people? Sure.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
the people that it messes up, I think it messes up bad. And I'm not a
Yeah.
doctor. I'm not going to sit here and say it definitely happens and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know people that went through like some psychotic stuff, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just because like, hey, we tried this antidepressant, and this is the one that made you go a bit weird. So let's try this different one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
the-
like the main side effect for antidepressants is always thoughts of suicide. I was like, wasn't that the main problem before?
Yeah.
I was
it's
like,
like-
what are we doing?
It's all about the chemical balances because like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
your chemical balance is treated with this medication and you've got like a heightened one, they don't necessarily know until the pendulum swings too far, and then they gotta like adjust for it. So like,
I found it.
Oh.
He had Parkinson's disease and claimed
Parkinson's.
that he was a father of 2. He had an uncontrollable passion for gay sex and gambling, and even at one point was selling his kids' toys to fund his addiction. His lawyer said that led to him being raped and losing all of his life savings. He sued the pharmaceutical company and won £197,000.
Yeah, I'm about to start taking Tylenol and
That's
butt fuck.
horrible.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for that guy. Selling, how expensive were his kids' toys?
And he's already got Parkinson's.
And I want to know which one he spent more money on, the gambling or butt fucking.
Probably gambling.
Yeah,
think so?
lube's cheap.
Yeah. But, man, like, selling your kids' toys.
Yeah, that's gotta be rough.
That's
Gamble. Like, I definitely
horrible.
lost money betting on the Chargers today. I mean, the Rams today.
Oh, yeah. You like the sports gambling
Yeah,
and stuff
I'm not
like
a big sports guy, and I'm god awful at betting. You think I'd stop?
Yeah.
I allow myself $25, and sometimes it goes up. Sometimes
It
I
also
get,
says he tried to commit suicide 8 times. So
Okay.
wow,
That's not
you think he
good.
perfected
That's
it.
probably the second biggest problem out of that.
How many
That's
Steelers
rough.
fans does this guy buy?
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is. Parkinson's. He's already got Parkinson's, and now he's getting butt raped.
Yeah, Parkinson's is a horrendous disease.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a terrible disease. I did know somebody that suffered with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just in general, I mean, I don't know what would be getting worse, that you try all this medication and then next thing you know, you're just...
I don't think it works.
He's like, I quit
Something's working.
shaking, but I've just started jerking random guys off. So you gotta think that'd be another risk assessment type thing. You know, you're like, my wrist is sore, but I don't shake.
Well, the one guy's, you know, the dude that like raped him was like, well, I mean, he was kind of asking for it. He was sitting there like going like this to me.
Yeah, maybe a CSI Miami episode.
Damn.
That's terrible.
Like a weirdo jerking off at the bars. Like,
It'd be a CSI Indianapolis
if Pee Wee Herman was still alive, he'd be claiming that. He'd be like, "That's what happened in the theater. I was on medication."
Did you guys hear that the guy from Friends died
Yeah,
yesterday?
Matthew Perry died.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I never.
You ever watch that Diane Sawyer interview about him?
Yeah, he was a terrible drug addict.
Oh, really?
Drinker and
Yeah.
drug addict. Yeah.
I never watched Friends or anything like that. I
Apparently back
tried.
in
I
like
just didn't care for
2018,
it.
he was in a coma for like 2 weeks because his fucking liver was like fucked.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
But-
crazy. So how did he die?
Drowning.
Drowned in his pool or a hot tub.
Drowned in
Yeah,
his hot
the-
tub.
Wow.
Cardiac arrest, and said he.
Just he just slumped down in the chair. Huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, what a way to go, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
He wasn't old at all.
I think-
52.
Yeah, 50. I think 54.
Yeah,
That's
something
young.
like that. Yeah. No, I just hope they make it past 52. That's what I'm shooting for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I eat too much fried food.
I'm more of a when it happens, but until
Yeah.
then, I'm just going to do what I can.
I just
Yeah.
feel like 52 is not too bad. I mean, you lived a decent life.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's also right before shit gets bad fast.
right.
You know?
When
Yeah.
your gout starts fucking up.
Yeah. I've already had gout. It sucks.
No shit.
It's
Yeah.
terrible. Yeah.
I've never had gout.
In my previous job, we did a hot wings challenge. Like,
Oh,
do you guys know Hot Ones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We bought their pack and did one for the company.
Yeah.
And
My mouth just watered.
like 2 days after we did that challenge, like the next day, I was like, man, my toe kind of feels weird. And then it was like broken glass in my foot. The next
Oh.
morning, I was like, it was horrible.
That's
Would
tough.
not recommend.
The acid got to you. Huh?
Yeah,
Just,
just
like,
would not recommend.
how far did you make it on it? Isn't there 12 sauces or something like that?
I made it the whole way. I
Did
love
you?
I love spicy food.
Did you?
Ah, you're wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do the whole thing. I know that.
I'm not a big spicy guy. I mean, I get laughed at Mexican restaurants. Like, I have mild, like that is the mine. I was like, do you have tomato juice?
Yeah. I'll tell you this. Gout might be the most painful thing I've had to deal with in my life up to this point.
Really?
Yeah.
With that being said, the Hot Ones 1 million Scoville sauce is so good, fucking maybe again. You know,
Maybe
like
again,
it
yeah.
was,
That's
it's
risky.
pretty good.
It was hot but tasty.
Yeah, I'm talking about like I would risk gout for it again.
Really?
Like it was.
No shit.
It was just a
it's
foot.
good. It's good.
It's just a foot. You can lose one of those and
Yeah.
still get around. They make fake ones.
Yeah.
You know.
You get some pretty sweet upgrades, carbon fiber cakes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at that one dude. I mean, before he killed his wife, he was an Olympian. You know,
I'm not sure about
Pastorius.
that.
The Pastorius guy or whatever.
I don't know what
That's a deep cut. I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah,
The dude
yeah.
with the
There was this
robo legs
Olympian
killed his
guy.
wife?
He was missing both of his legs. And he had, like,
He knew.
who was it?
So the dude with the robo legs?
Yeah.
Wife?
And so he like wins this gold medal in the Olympics or whatever, and then he just went off the fucking rails and like killed his wife and kid.
Wow.
Kind of like a Chris Benoit thing.
I was gonna say, I know that's like a wrestler or a football.
Yeah, that's like a wrestler specialty.
Runner, yeah, but he
What's
had
it called?
head injuries.
CTE?
Yeah, how do runner get CTE? He's just really bad at it.
No, I think he actually got sentenced to prison and all that good stuff. He didn't get away with the whole CTE.
Isn't that tough?
thing.
What do they do in prison if you got fake legs? You can't have like sharp objects that can be molded into weapons.
Well, I'm sure that there's
They like nub around.
You just fucking like.
There's probably a special wing, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine they give him like little Crocs to put on his
Man,
prostate.
imagine just being. I'm already scared enough to go to prison, but could you like imagine like walking over to your cell and this dude just starts hobbling out, no fucking legs, crawling at you and screaming and shit?
What happened to you? Don't talk to Mike.
That'd be terrible. I don't know. I don't ever want to go to jail or prison or any of that good shit. I'm
Yeah,
good.
I wouldn't survive. I got two nice
I
finesse.
should have just took his legs away and I like made that his punishment. Like,
There you go.
We
Yeah.
see you with prosthetics. You're fucking out of here, pal.
Like, I can cook hella good ramens in this fake leg.
Ugh. Jeez, I can't imagine.
You ever seen how they put fake legs on? It's just like a rubber sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it like sits right on top of the prosthetic. That's why they always like kick their leg out.
It's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's all kinds of good time. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
for sure. Well, man, anything you want to throw out there or promote before we?
We're releasing this on Wednesday.
Okay, cool. So, okay, cool. So we're wrapping up then.
Yeah,
Cool.
we'll
Right
wrap up,
on. Yeah, so we do our Monster show. You said this comes out Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay, so Wednesday is when the Planet of the Tapes Louisville one is.
Okay. Louisville. I love Louisville. Where is it actually at in Louisville?
It's like right when you get over the bridge.
Oh, no
it's
shit.
very close to,
Yeah.
Hell
the
yeah.
bridge.
I cut my leg on 4th Street. I fell down. Well, you know how like in the Will Ferrell Elf movie, he like does the splits on it. Well, I was doing that, and the dude that was with pushed me over.
Yeah.
And I was wearing shorts. Now I got this scar on my shin.
Oh.
It's like that fucking long from where the escalator just cut me wide open.
Why were you doing that?
Just drunk.
Yes.
Going up the escalator, having a good old time.
Yeah. But yeah, so Monster stuff. Wednesday is the first. It's the Planet of the Tapes one. We'll be at the White Rabbit November 14th. That's our bigger production one. So if you want to check that out. Anything else is we do a daily short on Nerd News. Every single day we have a video. And then we're going to be upscaling here pretty soon. I don't want to necessarily make empty promises, but the goal is that the podcast that I do will be once a week again. And then we're going to start potentially releasing skits pretty soon. So that'll be hopefully every other week.
Yeah.
And then maybe another form of long form content that we're kind of looking at. So
Hell yeah.
in the works, daily short. We're hoping to get 11 shorts out a week.
Hell
Yeah, you're at like 469 videos. I looked it up earlier.
Yeah, one a day.
That's
one
crazy.
every single day.
Which just speaks to your longevity, because I mean, if you guys have been releasing them every day, and
It's a balance, because like you don't want to go full on catering to the algorithm, because then it kind of loses soul.
right,
Yeah.
Like everybody's doing the dance, everybody's doing the trend, just because they reward you for every single day. So we do our absolute best to come up with something original every day that's just in our format.
yeah,
Tyson does the edits on all the shorts and stuff like that. I've been doing the long form content, the new podcast shorts. So
Yeah.
the goal is to get a podcast short out every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, an
Yeah.
additional one on Sunday. Because if you look at what they kind of promote, like this is another rabbit hole I went on. If you get a short out every day, that puts you in like a category of like, hey, you're producing a lot of content, here you go. You get another like tier when it's 10 a week. So that's kind of what we're gunning for.
yeah.
But keeping it relevant, like we're not just doing a 3-second video of like, hey,
You're not
everybody.
saturating it with bullshit.
Yeah, so yeah, we're working on a lot of stuff, and then I think our goal for 2024 is to do 5 to 6 live shows a month
Yeah.
for
Every
Nerd
slate.
News Productions. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. Hey, and you'll be on our show on the 30th November.
Yeah, I will.
So it'll be a hell of a time. Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you again, everybody. Tyler Waltz, check him out everywhere.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Have a good night, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
In a world that's digital, don't be afraid to stray from the norm. Get your pictures taken by Carrie Johnson Photography. She does weddings, events, portraits. Check them out on Facebook, Carrie Johnson Photography.